welcome. Please make sure that you sign in on the sign-in sheet so that your secretary knows you were here. Let's go over our expectations for today. First of all I ask is that you stay in your seat and be engaged in the conversations or the topics at hand. Please place your phones on vibrate so that they don't ring. But if you have to take care of your needs, go to the restroom, take a call, you can step outside. Also feel free to ask any questions. That's what we're here for you to learn, and let's make this a productive day. All right. So today we're looking at 21st century skills. After you guys took the needs survey, we looked at all the data and we found that not all of you are confident in your technology skills, using that technology in your classrooms. So from a raise of hands, can we get a raise of hands for teachers who agree with that statement? That you do not use technology enough in your classroom, you want more skills. All right, awesome, quite a few hands raised. Can we do a show of hands of who wants to leave here today with several lesson plans or strategies to use technology in their classroom? Yeah? All right. So sounds like we're on the right track. So that I noticed that over 80% of the participants did not feel that they were using technology to differentiate for students. So, making those lessons different for the higher level students, the lower level students. Engaging students, so using them as a hook or getting them to expand on their knowledge using technology. Allowing students to expand on their thinking, so project-based learning using technology. And then application of the new knowledge. Okay, so we want to focus on using the resources that you already have at your sites so that we can build capacity. You as teachers have to show these students these skills or they're going to get to the workplace and they're not going to have them and their employer will expect that from them. So we're going to be building capacity and student achievement through technology. Okay, so what are 21st century skills? They're divided into 3 categories: foundational, literacies, competencies, and character qualities. I'm going to show you the diagram in a second. Today we're going to focus mostly on the ICT literacies here. So ICT literacy is all about using technology to analyze and adapt curriculum and concepts. So it's built into 3 sections, the 21st century skills, and today we're focusing on ICT literacy. As you know, today we're not covering it all. That would be a lot and you wouldn't leave here with anything productive. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus in on ICT literacy today. How can we use the available resources to get our students using technology, confident in their use of technology, so that when they leave our classrooms, they are ready for the workplace. Okay, so starting with the basics, what is available to us? Microsoft Office is on every single computer at this district. It's one of the most readily available programs, and there's 3 main programs that we're going to focus on today: Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. All 3 programs are ones employers that will expect our students to be competent and masters in using. And if we don't give them an opportunity to use it in an academic setting, they won't have the skills that they need in their workplace or in college. All district computers, like I said, have these programs, and if you have your personal computer today instead of your laptop, we'll take time before we get started so that you could download that for a very discounted price, only $10 in our district, which is pretty sweet. Okay, so we're starting with Microsoft Word. That's our first session for today. We don't want to focus on just how the tool works. We want to give you a chance to plan using that tool. So let's take a few minutes now and brainstorm ways that we might use Word in our classroom. So anything you have used or you've heard of using, take a minute, brainstorm with your teams. Okay, so I was collecting some ideas. most of them are covered up here. So persuasive essay, defending or explaining a decision. So persuasive essay is kind of a big word, especially in math. But just kind of defending or explaining a decision, so being able to write out a couple sentences of how they solved something, why they did it that way. That's kind of what we mean by persuasive essay. It doesn't have to be that 5-paragraph thing. Make a brochure showing the content of a chapter. So that's a technique that a lot of employers will need them to do, create a brochure. So that's a format that they need to learn how to use in Word. Create a graphic organizer. There's a lot of them available on Word that will show you how to find. And then create a poster, so a mini poster defending or explaining their thinking. So it's like a common theme of them explaining their thinking or showing their content knowledge. It could be used as an expansion in most of these, or even as use the textbook. Figure out what you want to tell me, condense it down so that we can put it in this format. Okay, so the next step in this, what we're going to do is there's 2 options. At each table there is a tablet. You need to decide whether you want to be in Group A or Group B. Group A, you're going to just watch the basic skills first, and then you'll move on to the more complicated skills. These are for teachers who would like to review all of the new programs and strategies inside of the Word that's just been released with Windows 10, so it's a little more complicated and a lot of you may not know some of the cool things about it. If you're confident that you know those skills, then you would want to be in Group B, where you'll start with the expert video, and then you'll have time after that to work on your own computers trying those skills. So decide at your table whether you're going to be A or B, and if you need to move to a table that's going to be all A's, let's actually do that. So decide whether you want to be A or B. And then what we're going to do is, if you're in Group A, we're going to be in these tables over here. And then if you want to be in Group B, we'll do these tables over here. So what we're going to do is, it'll take about 30 minutes to watch both videos. So if you're in Group B, you're starting with the expert video. You'll have a lot of extra time to actually try those skills on your computer yourselves. And if you're in Group A, you are going to start with the basic video, and then you'll move on to seeing the expert video, and you'll get a chance to work with it a little later. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, so the videos seem to have gone well. The expert group was able to work with that on their computers. Don't worry, the basic group, we will get a chance to work with it more. This is our plan. Okay, I want you to go back to your classroom with something tangible, something that you could implement next week, in a month from now, at the end of the chapter, whatever. I want you to be able to have something you take home, take back to your classroom. So we're going to take 30 minutes right now to plan a lesson with the group you're sitting with. You'll be in the table teams. If you are sitting at a table that has different grade levels, and we're going to have to shuffle you, I would like you to be working with teachers of the same grade level, so you could all pick a specific content area. And each lesson should include, I'm going to leave this up here while you guys are working, learning objectives, standards, agenda, materials needed, and then possible differentiations. Okay, so the agenda should include some word categories. So that means one of those 4 things that we were talking about in the beginning. So one of you could create a persuasive essay, a brochure, a mini poster, a graphic organizer. Use those skills that you saw in the video, trying to create an agenda that revolves around that. If you need to move, let's do these 2 tables over here for 6th grade, these 2 in the middle for 7th grade, and the ones over here for 8th grade, so that you're meeting with someone in your grade level. I'll be around to answer any questions about the software or ways that you could differentiate, and then we'll meet back after the 30 minutes to discuss what we came up with. Alright? Let's go. Alright, so now I want to take an opportunity to have each group share out what they came up with. You could just, if you'd like, share the agenda and the learning objective. If you have really great differentiation that you'd like to share with the group, then please do so. But any of the extra stuff, like you don't have to tell us the standard number, or you could just tell us the content area. So we'll start over here. Thank you so much for sharing. We're going to move on to our next session right after this break. All right, welcome back. Thank you for being on time and taking care of your needs. We're going to look at the next software. It's Excel. We're going to take 2 minutes now to brainstorm so that we can have those ideas ready for when we plan our lesson later. Okay, so go ahead and take 2 minutes now. I was walking around, I heard some great ideas. This is kind of a summary of them. So to document data, whether they collect that data or they're given data and they want to organize it, creating tables, creating graphs, these are skills that they will need in high school, in college, and in the workplace. Those skills should be created, a foundation here. Finding patterns in data, so once they use Excel to organize the data, they can more easily see those patterns. All right. So just like last time with Word, Group A, Group B, if you'd like to watch the basic skills of Excel, you would be in Group A, so you'll watch basic and then the more complicated. And if you're confident with your Excel skills, you'll start it with Group B. Just watch the more complicated video and then have opportunity to use those skills on your own laptop. So let's go ahead. Move if you need to. Group A on the left-hand side of the room, Group B on the right side. All right, go ahead and move now. Now that you got a chance to go through the tutorials, we're going to do the same process where you're going to take something back to your classroom, something tangible. We're going to create a lesson plan with our teams. We'll move back to our grade levels in a minute after we talk about what it must include. So again, learning objectives, standards, agenda. This time it has to include Excel. If you want to go above and beyond and make it include Excel and Word, I'm not going to stop you. Materials needed. And this time I want you to focus on possible differentiations because Excel is a much more complicated software than Word. So having those extra scaffolds set up for those students who may need them will be ideal. So focus on possible differentiations this time. So now this time we're going to do 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade just like last time. So if you need to move, go ahead and move now. All right, go ahead. I'll be around to answer any questions. Go ahead and get started. All right, I heard some great plans and I would really appreciate it if you would share out with the group. I think that everyone would love the opportunity to hear them. And also, I will be collecting a copy of each of these so that I'll put them on the extras so that you guys can all have access to them. Because I think that these lessons, you guys all plan them together. Sharing them would be ideal. If you don't want to share, I guess I can't make you, but I hope that you'll let me take a copy and put it on the extra. All right, let's start with group number 1. Okay, thank you for sharing. What we're going to do next is we have about 45 minutes for lunch. So go ahead and meet back here at 12:35-ish. Try to be on time. All right, enjoy. All right, welcome back. Thank you for being on time. So we're going to start now with our last software of the day, Microsoft PowerPoint. I want you to take 2 minutes now with your teams to discuss how you've already used this in your classroom or how you would like to use it in your classroom. So 2 minutes, go. Some ideas I heard were create a presentation explaining solving process. So for math, that would be a great one, step by step. Act as an expert in a content area. So come up here with a PowerPoint and teach it to the class. Be the teacher for the day, kind of falls under that one, and show a step-by-step solution of an explanation. Just like last time, Group A, Group B. If you want to be on the basics, you're going to come over on this side. If you want to be in the specialty skills, it'll be on this side. We'll have 30 minutes to watch those videos and work with the content. All right, go ahead. Same format, we're going to work now to create a lesson plan that you could take back to your classroom. Same things must be included, learning objectives, standards, agenda, materials, differentiation. This time you're focusing on PowerPoint. It might be ideal to get them to also use Word in this so that they're planning out what they might say during the PowerPoint. Will be a good differentiation there. So again, 6th is going to be these two tables, 7th in the middle, and 8 on the right-hand side. Alright, thank you for coming today. I hope that you're taking things back to your classroom that you're confident and you will use. If you could please go to this website to take a short survey. I also linked this in in an email that I sent out to all of you, so you don't have to type it letter by letter. You should just be able to go to your email and find it. I would greatly appreciate any feedback you have for me. There is a comment portion. If you have any suggestions for me to grow, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you for your time today.